Re-Inspiration for Girl Child Empowerment, a non-profit organization based in Zimbabwe, presents the Father-Daughter Menstrual Hygiene Let It Flow dialogue. In partnership with the Organization for Young Women's Dignity in South Africa, New Heritage Foundation in Cape Town, South Africa, Emma Sisweni Foundation in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, and Youth Aspire Development Trust based in Zimbabwe. We hope you will enjoy the discussion.
Hello viewers, welcome to the Let It Flow Menstrual Health Campaign, Day 5. We as RIC are holding this in conjunction with other organizations that are within the SADC region. Today we're going to be discussing about menstrual health and hygiene within the home. Me as your host, Natasha Msindo, is very glad to tell you that my father always supports me and he can always tell that I'm on my periods, and it is one of the natural things that happen between me and my father. So now today with me is Mr. Majavala and his two beautiful daughters. Mr. Majavala is going to be representing all the fathers that are out there, all the fathers that are viewing. So we are going to discuss about menstrual health and hygiene and the father-daughter engagement on this issue. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all those who are viewing, please don't forget our page with your friends and also comment in the comment section because we want to know your views about this issue. So may you please...
I'm Christina. I'm Sasha.
Thank you very much for joining me on this show. So the first question goes to Mr. Majavala. Say, how did you feel when your daughter had your first period?
No, I felt very happy when I saw that my daughter started to menstruate, because I see it was as a transition coming from the childhood to a woman. So, and it is so normal for a woman to be on that period.
Okay, that is very great, Sir. Are all the parents who are out there finding it normal? Are all the fathers who are out there finding it normal? We are going to hear this in the comment section. So moving on to you, Christina, how did you feel telling your father about your first period?
Well, at first I was very anxious to know how he would react to it. It was very uneasy actually, because once you reach that level, once you reach that certain age, it's not really just about the bond you share with your parent, but rather it takes a community to raise a child. So in the community, most people shy away from issues regarding menstruation. They tend to categorize it into for females only. So the first time it was very hard for me to open up to his friend, but then after I did, it became very much easy for me to engage in him and talk to him about it.
Wow, this is great. So communities are still hanging on to those myths and barriers that menstruation is all about the females, but as we are seeing that Christina here also engaged the father about your menstruation. So now, Sasha, this question is for you. When you reach your first period, are you going to tell your father about it?
Yes, I'm going to tell my father about it because I want him to support me as well as both of my parents, so that they both support me in this step when I'm becoming a woman.
That is great. Parent support is needed all the way up. So now moving on. So Mr. Majavala said, do you buy pads for your girl over here?
Yes, I do buy pads for my daughters, because as a man, I should walk in the shoes of my daughters. I should support them, be it health-wise, be it on communication skills. I should support my daughters. So I feel good. It is good. It is one of the best things for a man to do that, to support his daughters.
Well, I, as the host of this show, believe that we have one understanding father with us here, and all the fathers who are out there should be understanding and should try by all means to engage with their daughters and understand how they feel. So, Christina, do you feel comfortable telling your father that you need pads?
Yes, very much. My father is he's a very open person. Sometimes we joke about it. We no longer treat it as a taboo or a very serious issue. It's a normal thing that happens to everyone. So So I feel very much free to ask him for that.
So here today we are saying that we should break all the barriers, we should break all the myths that are surrounding menstrual health, and we should engage our fathers in all this so that they know what is happening, they understand what we are going through as their daughters. So Mr. Majavala sir, how do you feel about this whole situation, and how do you think that it should be handled?
No, there is need for fathers to have the parent and child communication tactics, where we should communicate with our girl child on these issues of healthy. We need to communicate with them, because some of our children, they lack that knowledge about this thing about menstruation. Sometimes it will be the first time. So by communicating even before they menstruate, or even when they are menstruating, it's good for us as fathers to empower our children, even to empower ourselves as men, so that we can interact with our girl child. We need to interact, we need to talk, we need to liaise. That is very good for us as fathers to their daughters.
Yes, that is right. And I think communication is key, as also empowerment is also one of the most vital things that we as daughters need from our fathers. So sir, do you have any myths or beliefs that you hear from other men, or that you have grown up knowing surrounding menstrual health and hygiene?
Yeah, but we have some of the harmful cultural practices, yes, we can say that, but we've got other things that men talk about. You know, they say that if a father talks about health issues with their daughters, it's a taboo. But now, as of me and as of other men now, they're speaking out with their daughters. They are talking about health issues. They're communicating about all those things that pertains a girl child. They talk to their children. They talk to their mothers as well. So it is our duty as men to see that these young daughters, they've got spaces on the issues of health.
Okay, so yeah, as we are hearing from Mr. Majavala, he's telling us that there are harmful cultural practices that are out there. By then, he doesn't dwell much on them, as he is one of the fathers that are supporting their daughters whilst they are on their periods. And it is also one of the best things that a father can do for a daughter, because one of these days he might have to cater for the girls on his own. So now moving on, Sasha, what would you expect from your dad when you're on your periods?
I would expect my dad to show support to me in this journey that I'll be taking, and you should cater for all my needs. Even when I have a fever, a headache, you should always go to buy my meds, and he should not shy when he walks into the supermarket and buying pads. He should not be shy like what the other men be saying, what the society will be saying, that I'm a man working into a shop going buying pads. He should understand this, and he should always encourage other fellow men, his friends or neighbors or anything, that they should understand that their children are now going into womanhood. They're transitioning into women, and they must help them in this journey of their life. And it's hard enough for you are a kid and you need both of your parents' support. You cannot need only one. You have to confide in your dad, because he's your father. He's another reason why you are here. So you have to tell him everything. He has to support you.
Thank you very much, Sasha. So Sasha is telling us that all the fathers that are out there should embrace change. They should embrace this transition from childhood into womanhood, and they should be there for their children. Sasha expects the father to be there for her when she starts her period. So now, Christina, is there anything that you hide from your father pertaining your menstruation cycle, or pertaining anything that is related to menstruation health and hygiene?
So I used to, at first I made the fact that I need a sanitary wear known to him, but then I wasn't really comfortable telling him what I went through emotionally and physically. Like, menstruation is not just the flow of blood, actually. It comes with a lot of other things. It can be headaches, fever, stomach cramps, and the likes, and emotionally too. You can actually want to have more of alone time. You feel insecure about yourself. So after a while, I realized that my father actually needs to know this, so that if he finds me in a certain position, he he won't be shocked or totally oblivious to what's going on with me. He has to know what I'll be going through, and he has to understand. So right now I'm free to tell him anything.
That is great, and I'm also feeling very proud because my father always does this for me. When I'm at home and it's that time of the month, he can always tell that it is that time of the month because I tend to have period pain, and you know that discomfort, ladies who are out there, I know you can relate, right? By then our father is able to tell that it is that time of the month. Do they have that understanding? Please, fathers, like, comment, and share this page with your friends that are out there so that they know that some of the fathers are already engaging with their daughters on issues regarding menstrual health and hygiene. So, sir, do you think it is a good idea for all the fathers that are out there to engage their daughters on matters that regard menstrual health and hygiene?
Yes, it is a good idea. But I was thinking of men, real men, so that they can amplify their voices on the issues of SRHR, even on the issues of menstrual hygiene, or on the issues of menstruation. They should amplify their voices so that each and every man should partake on how to engage other men on the issues of menstrual hygiene, and also as men they should be open up so that they can walk together on the same way, on the same path, as fathers.
Okay.
Yes.
So from my understanding, Mr. Majavala is saying that also men should act as the amplifiers, as the voice of the girls, so that we end period poverty. Isn't that what you're saying?
Exactly,
sir?
that's what I'm saying.
Thank you very much for adding this. I hope everyone who is listening to us, who's watching us, should understand that there is a thing that we call period poverty, and this needs to end. How does it end? It ends by opening up. It ends by talking about it, by learning and understanding what we as girl children are going through and the importance of menstrual health hygiene. So moving on, so girls, what advice do you have to give to other girls that are watching us right now? I will start with you, Sasha.
My advice to the girls out there are they should not fear or they should not shy away from telling their father about their menstruation. They should always tell them, because they might be left alone with their fathers, and their fathers might, what is she doing? Why is she doing this? Maybe the moods or the cravings, and it might lead to somewhere like they might not have a bond.
Thank you very much, Sasha. So it brings us back to that communication is key. We should always discuss things with our parents. We should be free. We need that parent-children relationship. And here we are talking about the father-daughter bond, and it is very essential that you create this, you establish it so that it feels natural when you discuss all the issues pertaining anything, be it menstrual health hygiene that we are discussing today or any other issues that are relatable to the day-to-day lives of a father and his daughter. And Christina, what are your views on this issue? What do you think these girls should know? What do you advise them to do?
Well, I would like to advise every daughter out there, every girl child, to open up, to take that step, to break that wall which surrounds issues pertaining menstrual hygiene. Because in society, even in schools, we find most girls, when they are going through their menstrual cycle, they tend to shy away from even sports. They don't socialize anymore. They tend to want their lone life. So I want to advise all the other girls to open up. You need the support from your parents. Because society, even in schools, we find most girls, when they are going through their menstrual cycle, they tend to shy away from even sports. They don't socialize anymore. They tend to want their lone life. So I want to advise all the other girls to open up. You need the support from your parents because they're there for you. They're there for your needs to support you. So open up.
So Christina is also saying that we should open up to our parents. We should open up to our guardians whom we are living with, especially our fathers, because naturally the father is always close to their daughters, and we should always make sure that we talk about it, we discuss about it, so that we do not shy away and we do not choose that lonely life. You know, lonely life during your period is one of the worst things. And Mr. Majavala, I think I'm going to give you the last and final question for this segment. So say, what advice are you giving to all the dads that are watching us right now?
the advice that I'm giving to all dads that are watching right now is they should give a platform to the girl child so that they can speak out on the issues of health, on the issues of menstruation. They should speak out to their fathers, because it is so vital by empowering our girl child. So there is need for men to have that parent-to-child communication. They should communicate with their daughters so that they can amplify their voices.
Okay, so the main issue of this discussion now has, the main point that has been raised from this discussion is that the fathers and their daughters should communicate. Communication is key. We have seen that communication breakdown often leads to misunderstandings. So now this father here with me is saying that all the fathers and their daughters should communicate to each other. They should know what one is going through so that they understand what their children are going through, and they also understand what their children need. So thank you very much, Mr. Majavala and your two beautiful daughters, for having me in your home. And thank you very much to all our viewers who are out there. I would like to thank you very much for watching, and remember to like our page, share with your friends, and also comment and share your views so that we know what you think about this whole situation.
Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you enjoyed the discussion and learned something about the importance of having men being amplifiers of menstrual health. Please join us on 30 May, where we'll be having an online dialogue with real men about menstrual health. All men and women are invited to scan the QR code, fill in the form, and join us on the 30th so that we can talk more about menstrual health and see how men can be amplifiers of ending period poverty.